basically the packet for the entire class or for this project. What you'll end up having on here is multi-views. Does everyone know what a multi-view is? Yes? No? Okay. What it shows is an object's front, top, and right side view. Okay. When you have the front, top, right side view for the multi-view, what that does is allows you to get the overall length of the board, the height, and then also the depth. Okay. So if you think of this in terms of a person, if you have your front view of an object, right? This is the front of me. You can pull 2 dimensions off of my front view, right? What 2 dimensions are they? My height, right? From my feet to the top of my head, and then who said? Width, right? So from shoulder to shoulder, right? So that would be my front view. I can get my overall height from my front view and also my width. If I were to turn to show my right side, right? If I were to show this side, what 2 dimensions can you pull off of this side? The height and the depth, right? So you can see from my chest to my back how big that is, or how long that dimension is, and the overall height. Okay? So here, if you notice on this drawing, we can either pull the height off of the right side view or the front view. Okay? So if you want to make note, either somewhere on your page, that your front view gives you your height and your width, your right side view gives you your height and your depth, then your top view is going to give you what? If you're looking at me like this.
Your head.
The width, right? So from shoulder to shoulder, which is the width, and then depth again, right? So from the front of my head to the back of the head, or from the front of my chest, from my chest to my back, right? So if I'm going like this, measuring from back, I bend over, you guys are seeing the top of my head, you're able to see how far back I go, right? Okay? Now each one of these dimensions, like if you guys look at your sheet, you kind of flip over to the first one. I'll walk through the first one with you.
This darn thing. It died on me.
Alright, so I'm getting this set up. If you guys look at the worksheet with all the questions on there, right, it says object number 5. The reason why it's out of order, like it goes object 5, object 2, object 6, is this was, what's that? Oh, they're out of order because if you look at the objects themselves, it kind of based on, I guess, from ease. You start off with the easiest one, and these objects are actually from another class, and I just used them for this class here. So why don't you guys go ahead and find object 5, and we'll work through that one. Okay? So if you guys notice that on these objects, there's letters asking you what the dimensions are. Okay? So if you guys can't see that, the first one here on object 5 is down in the lower left-hand corner, A. So you have A, B, and C. And it asks what is the distance of measurement A. 0.5. How'd you get that? Because it's displayed over here, right? It's asking for the height of this line change, from line change to line change. So we have over here on our front view our overall height, and that gives me 0.5, right? So the first one is going to be 0.5 of an inch. Okay, so you guys can write that down. This ends up working. Okay, so you have 0.5. B is asking for what? The depth, right? So depth is going to, if you locate here, what views can we pull depth off of? The top view and the right side view. Okay, so it's not located on this view here, but if we look over here, it gives me the depth of what? 2.5, right? So A is going to be 0.50. B was 2.50. C is asking for what? C is asking for the distance kind of from this ledge to the top of the object. Now, if we notice here, all right, it gives me kind of the overall height. It gives me to this ledge, but there's nothing that says what this dimension is right here. Okay, so I go over to my right side view because I also have the height on my right side view. Okay, well, there's no dimensions height-wise telling me what that distance is. So what you're gonna have to do is actually take 2.5 minus 1.5, right? Because I want to know what this distance is. I know the overall height of the object. That's 2.5 inches, right? And I know that from the bottom to this top edge is 1.5. So if you look at it like a subtraction problem or a math problem, algebra, right? You have 2.5 is equal to 1.5 plus x. Solve for x, that's what you're going to end up getting. Right? So which is what? Take 1.5 minus 2.5. 2.5 minus 1.5. 1 inch, right?
So C is going to be 1.0 inches. The overall height, okay, so by overall I mean how tall the overall object is, which is what? What's it? 2.5, yep. So it's asking 2.5, and then you're just going to go on and do the next one, okay? So we only have like 10 minutes left. I'll walk around. This isn't due until, I believe I said next Friday. Okay, so it's due next Friday, but why don't you work on this, kind of get as far as you can. If you finish it, that's great. Just hold on to it until next Friday. If you get to a point like we're working on something else, either out in the lab or anything else, and you have some downtime and you haven't finished this, you can go ahead and work on it. That way it's not boom. Any questions?
Just when will we actually get into the lab?
On end mode, I believe I put next Tuesday. We're gonna, yeah, this coming Tuesday. We're gonna end up taking, tomorrow we're gonna go through kind of a videos, do's versus don'ts on the radial arm saw. I'll do a demonstration on Monday, and then we'll take the test and we'll actually be in the lab on Tuesday working.
All right.
So yeah. So Tuesday we'll be in the lab working, and then from there on out it'll start getting more and more. So I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday we'll be in the lab. And then I'll start jumping in every day. So,
All right.
okay?